everyone, my name is Neeraj Verma, and today I'll be presenting a case study on the Volkswagen emissions scandal and its relation to business ethics and social responsibility with my other team members, Mansi Vyas, Karma Om, and Tshering Dekar. Volkswagen is a globally recognized car manufacturer, was caught using a defeat device to manipulate vehicle emissions data. During official testing, the vehicles appear to meet environment standards, but in real-world conditions, emissions were significantly higher. This scandal had major ethical implications and affected the company's reputation, stakeholders, and even global trust in clean diesel technology. Can you please change the slide,
Yep.
please?
Just a sec.
You can start once again.
That's
Just
fine.
next one. Yeah, this one. Okay. So, ethical issues and dilemmas. Volkswagen faced multiple ethical dilemmas. The most significant was the conflict between truth and profit. On one hand, the company wanted to meet environmental standards, and on the other, they prioritized sales and market share over their honesty. This created a major ethical breakdown. Leadership made the decision to deceive regulators rather than invest in cleaner technology. This reflects a short-term focus on profitability that ultimately led to long-term damage. The next slide. So the ethical dilemmas, the other ones. Another ethical tension was between compliance and company culture. Volkswagen had a culture focused on performance and results, which may have discouraged transparency. Instead of emphasizing ethical compliance, they valued meeting targets at any cost. They also failed in their duty of care to stakeholders, especially the public, who believed their cars were eco-friendly. This shows how weak ethical leadership can lead to the decisions that harm society and trust. Now, my partner Shring Dekar will start with the stakeholder analysis. Just the next slide.
Thank you, Neeraj. Here is the stakeholder analysis. I've used Mendeley metrics to analyze stakeholders. Volkswagen key stakeholders include customers, regulators, shareholders, employees, and the general public. Customer had high interest and power. They were directly affected. Regulators had power too, later enforced massive fines and legal consequences. Volkswagen ignored these stakeholders during the scandal, and result was huge backlash and loss of trust. Next slide. Thank you. Evaluation of company responses. Once the scandal became public, Volkswagen took several steps to respond. They admitted their fault and agreed to compensate customers and recall millions of cars. However, the damage was already done. The company's image was hurt globally, and their brand lost credibility. The scandal also raised wider concerns about environmental responsibility, especially from leading car maker that promoted itself as a sustainable. So next, Karma will continue.
Next slide, please.
Yeah,
Sorry. I'm going to talk about the recommendations and values and morals of Volkswagen. To rebuild trust, Volkswagen must embrace ethical leadership and strong moral values. Referring to Kohlberg's theory, ethical behavior develops instead, the company needs to demonstrate they are moved to a higher state of moral reasoning where they take responsibilities even if it affects profit. They should implement integrity based decision making across all levels and invest in ethical training and internal audit. And next slide, please. Then I'm going to talk about continued recommendations, continued it's external oversight. In addition to internal reform, Volkswagen should welcome external governance. Using Karl Marx socialism theory, we can argue for greater accountability to society, not just shareholders. We should share emissions data regularly and transparently, working alongside regulators and independent auditors can rebuild credibility and social license to operate. And my friend's gonna continue from here.
Yep. In summary, the Volkswagen emissions scandal is a powerful example of how ignoring ethics in business can lead to severe consequences. The company prioritizes profit over the environment, misled millions of consumers, and damaged stakeholders' trust. Their response, while necessary, came to lead to avoid global recreational damage. The key lesson here is ethics and responsibilities are not optional, they are essential to long term success. Here are the references I have used throughout the presentation. They include academic journals, news reports, and case studies that helped from the foundation for the analysis. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to answer any questions or discuss you thought on how business can stay ethical while still being profitable. Thank you guys. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.